The record sale of a painting done by master artist Bene Wonwo at an auction in London validated what many art enthusiasts have been saying about the prospects of African, especially Nigerian art, and how it has become the toast of the global audience. So when the hammer went down at the affordable art auction in Lagos, it had quite a number of new buyers itching to lay their hands on some pieces because you never know which one will be the next big thing. And that's what we'll be showing you on Art House today. Plus, a collection of hybrid sculptures done by an artist, a very interesting one, and you won't want to miss that. I'm Melinda Akinlami. A warm welcome to the show.
Storytellers are a threat. They threaten all champions of control.
A collection of sculptures and installations is what contemporary artist Dotun Popoola is presenting at the Signature Gallery in Lagos.
Contemporary sculptor Dotun Popoola takes the audience on a journey through his life in the arts with his solo exhibition at the Signature Gallery in Lagos tagged Irin-Ajo, a collection of hybrid sculptural pieces done with metal and found objects. And so, as expected, one can notice a lot of animal-like subjects in the pieces displayed here.
The title of my exhibition is Irin-Ajo. Irin-Ajo, that is my journey into welded metal sculptures. Just talking about my lifestyle as an artist and my adventure into welding as a sculptor.
Dotun and his work, it can be summed up with, I think, a lot of hard work and sincerity and belief in what he's doing. And it's obvious with the monumental large pieces that he's done and some of the smaller pieces as well, what they depict in terms of, if you interpret it, if you see the titles, and you know that he's not just doing things for decorative. There's also deeper than just decoration.
And among the different types displayed, the artist likens his personality to a particular canine breed.
I have a dog, a boabu. You know, the boabu actually representing my personality. A boabu is very strong, is determined, is brilliant, is smart, and energetic. A boabu is a very good friend of any man and is the most powerful African breed of dog. And I have a horse here. The horse is, it's just my expression of my Western influence. I actually trained as an hybrid sculptor in the United States, and I try to create as a visual anthropologist, try to create a kind of relationship between the Western culture and the African culture. So, in the Western art, they love horse very well. I relate with the cowboys, and during that process, I learned the anatomy of horse, and today I can create a realistic horse with junks. I have a piece here I titled Akoko Gagara. It's a way of, communicating to our elders that they should always, focus on youth empowerment. There are a lot of Akoko Gagara in our society that are supposed to, support the youths, but they just felt the youth are more like discarded material. They can just trash us anyhow. So in a way, it's a statement to them that the Akoko Gagara, they should always remember that there are some, little chicks that definitely they are coming up, and we are coming up powerfully with energy. But indirectly, if you look at the piece, I have, a part of a generator in that piece, and you could see me sometimes I pull out the generator strings, the cord, as if I want to start the generator. I mean, indirectly, that is talking to the nation that we supply a lot of countries, I mean, the neighborhood countries, we supply them electricity. But as an artist, as a welder like me, I need more electricity to do my job. So, you know, in a way, I think the government is really trying, but, you know, they can actually improve so that the citizens won't run out of this country. There are a lot of potentials there. So most of my works have, you know, they are communicating directly to the government, to the leaders, and to the youth.
But he did not want to box himself in a corner, and so he ventured into other topics, making strong statements about how the nation and the upcoming artists can get a better deal.
In this journey, I was able to tell a story of how, you know, I started my art from one-room apartment and, you know, very curious about my art and always, you know, using sharp knife to create designs on automobiles in the street, and that has put me in several trouble. You know, use blade to create designs on my dad's leather chair, and that has put him in several trouble. So most of the works I did, I mean, I was able to tell some stories with that. Like the pong-pong bricklayer, I mean, I remember some of my experience in the past that we have to, you know, be on the street, you know, hawk and do pong-pong, you know, sell gari and stuff like that. Then go to labor and just to get 1,000 naira to survive in a day. And so I just use that, you know, as a metaphor. So you see the pong-pong bricklayer, and I try to create, there's hope from, you know, a dead tree. For the established artists, they should try and not look down on the younger generations coming up, I mean, behind them. But at the same time, I used my work to speak to the, you know, to the upcoming artists to be focused on their art, because art can change the world, it can change the nation. And if the youth, if they can put all their energy to creativity, then we will have a beautiful nation. But a lot of people, they don't want to think, they don't want to, you know, they don't want to work hard. You see a lot of junks now that people, you know, like to exhibit and they hide under contemporary art. I kind of say sometimes, I mean, some people will not like it, but the truth of the matter is when you work hard, you will see it, and not just do it carelessly and say, I'm doing contemporary art. If you work hard, you'll see the dividend. And that's what I've just done.
And thanks to his dad, he was able to get the materials needed to complete these works in half a year.
Most of the time I say my inspiration for my works are my immediate environment, the nature, and the nation. You know, it's very important for me to tell my story in my own way with the available materials. So I go to junkyards to gather metal pieces, scrap irons, and, you know, junk piles, stuff like that. And sometimes I go to my dad's workshop. My dad's a mechanic, and I go to his workshop to pick some junks. Then when I take them back to my studio, I, you know, communicate with my metal pieces, communicate with my junks, then look at them, check the color scheme, check the difference between the metal, the ferrous and non-ferrous metal. Then after doing that, I make my sketch and I started welding. So that's the way I've been, you know, relating with my materials.
The materials have got the audience talking, especially his colleagues. One sees it as a lesson on how to turn waste to wealth, while another believes this was hard work and attention to details written all over it, because if you look closely, one can recognize the things he coupled together to produce these works.
This is super, you know, it's great. And again, the materials used there, you know, it just shows that we can use things that we think that are condemned. They are not even condemned at all. It's just the beginning. You know, so when you see things on the floor, Because most of the things I see here are things that are abandoned, things that are from scraps, broken down machines, so many scraps put together. So there's nothing is useless.
When you take a look at a work, you would understand the message it's trying to pass across. They are self-explanatory. So there is no need for someone trying to explain what this is to you. For example, we can see a peacock here, and he calls it, the peacock in the African culture is representing, we see it as the king, something like the head of the birds, the king of the birds or something. So we can see the glory, the beauty of the bird with this, and we can see the brass guitar over there, the brass, and it's trying to pass a message of music, of melody across. Each work itself is beautiful.
It's a sign of hard work, dedication. It shows it's an intelligent artist, and for you to do things like this, it takes studies. I've seen his sketches, and I mean, you can compare it to things like this. The works here are simply amazing, and I want to encourage all the young artists to come around, see what this great guy is doing. This is something else.
And that's why the gallery wasted no time in opening its doors to him.
Why we give him the platform at Signature is because Signature, we promote creativity and careers in every good artist. And also at Signature, we promote originality in every medium that is reflected in the work of artists. And we are happy here at Signature to host Dotun because of the content of his work. They are so strong and powerful. I think Dotun is another role model for upcoming artists to gain a lot of ideas from his works.
It's a sign of greater things to come. The next time he organizes another show, the audience will expect him to raise the bar.